Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, and all those words. Welcome to World this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Early on this very pleasant and beautiful morning here in Islamabad. With me, I have the very energetic, actually, I want to say the energy quotient of the show, Shazad Khan. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing absolutely perfect. For everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, I hope the same for you too as well, that you guys are doing wonderfully well today on a very fine Thursday morning over here in Islamabad, as Shiza very correctly said as well. And since it's monsoon these days, ladies and gentlemen, the downpours continue. But the best part over here in Islamabad is that if it's raining in E11, it might not be raining in F11 as well. And this is something,
Yes,
and this is something which I actually observed yesterday. I mean, I know that I've been living over here in Islamabad for a longer period of time, but then at the same time, yesterday, last night, in fact, I went out for a drive. It was raining while I was at my place. As soon as it got to F6, the roads were dry and everything was just normal. But then at the same time, yesterday there was this very amazing thought, and it was that, since I was sitting outside in my veranda and it was raining, and I just, I didn't notice and I didn't realize that I kept on sitting over there for more than 3 hours.
Because it was so beautiful?
Without my cell phone, without anything.
Wow.
And I think that I kind of did meditate. And it was great. I felt great as well. So for everybody who's out there, if it's not raining in your city, in your village, wherever you may probably be, I think it's the right time to come to Islamabad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And also, speaking of how it rains of some places and not, well, this is not some sort of official fact, but I'm just saying from what I observed, I feel like in the Twin Cities, do you know the area called Morga near Rawalpindi?
Yes.
It rains the most there, dude, all the time, and like the amount is crazy.
It's been... there's this one thing which I need to ask, and that is that, how do you know about these places? For example, yesterday, in the show, she was actually speaking about Thatta, Badin and all of these places. And today she's actually speaking about Morga. How come that you have gone to such different places?
I haven't, of course I know these places. I've never been to Thatta or anything.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean, you're supposed to know the places that exist in your country too, right? But Shazad, I want to talk about something that you and I were discussing, and I think we need to share it with the audience because as important as it was for us, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there can relate to. So we generally have, separately, we have this, I don't want to call it an issue, but this matter of, overthinking things.
Yeah.
At some point, it is good, Shazad, because then you're analyzing your own self, you're analyzing your acts and, sort of directing them in the right place.
Yeah.
But it can get so worse as well because then all your energy is actually consumed in thinking about that one thing, which you don't know what's going to happen because, of course, being human, we can only know what's happening right now. We cannot look into the future. So why do we have to mess our mind up as well? I know you have to say something, but I'm just going to present sort of an analogy to understand this better. So imagine you have, this cup of coffee.
Yep.
It has to weigh the same at all times.
Yep.
So you're holding it for 5 minutes. It's not going to hurt your arm because it's not heavy.
Yep.
But if you keep holding the same cup of coffee for, let's say, 2 hours, it is going to get heavier,
it's
right?
tasty though,
Oh, nice. And similar, what if you keep holding the cup for 1 day? It's going to get so heavy and your arms are going to be like, dude, stop it. Point being, if you hold your thoughts for so long and, invest all your energy in it, it's not going to take you anywhere. So maybe take control of your how does it go?
Emotions, yeah. and it is indeed very important. And thank you very much, Shiza, that you actually mentioned about, I think that this is a problem which almost exists in every household as well. And overthinking, ladies and gentlemen, these days because of COVID-19, we know that, these are testing times all over the world and people are thinking about their future as well. So the first thing which I'm going to say today is that, this is something which Jack Ma said, and he said that if you're going to make sure that you're going to stay alive during 2020, you can always achieve your goals in 2021, so please make sure that you do not take extra burden.
Absolutely.
And then the next thing which so I've got 2 more things to say. The second thing which I want to say is that, if, God forbid, sorry, if everybody comes across a thought where you're like, well, I'm very insecure about it and I really need to analyze and I need to get around, and Allah, please, we say our prayers as well, which is great. But then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those things, this is a rule which I've opted for myself.
Okay.
And I keep on reiterating as well on television. And that is that for all of those things which are in my control, for example, sipping from a cup of coffee, holding my cell phone or doing whatever I'm doing, is something which is in my control and I have to be responsible for my actions. But then there are things which are beyond my control.
Exactly.
So I just do not bother about them. All I do is that, I raise my hands, I pray from Allah Almighty, and I'm like, okay, Allah Mia, it's in your court. Please make sure that whatever happens is in the best of my interest as well. That's the second thing. But the third thing is, we always have to realize, because I have this habit of doing my own SWOT analysis, strengths,
Right.
weaknesses,
Which is a good
opportunities, and
thing.
threats. Yes. So then what I do is I come down to a point where I'm like, okay, I have to realize whether my thoughts are controlling me or whether I am controlling my thoughts. So if your thoughts are controlling you, I think you might need help and you might need to be in conversation with a friend of yours or probably a family member who you think is sincere and will keep your secrets as well, because these are things people can get a little touchy about.
I
So just make sure whether you are controlling your thoughts or your thoughts are controlling you. That's
Absolutely.
it.
And that's brilliant, Shazad. Actually, that is sort of a rule to live by as well. So today we actually have an amazing, a very interesting show planned for you guys. But before that, let me just give you a small piece of information. Today happens to be the International, or let's say the World Snakes Day.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's also interesting. I mean, imagine we are not the only creatures that Allah created, of course.
Yes.
Just so many of them, so many of them. And specifically speaking of the creepy crawlies, I mean, snakes, I mean, they have a special day. And it actually has, huge significance. Shazad, read about literature from history as well. So many different religions and cultures actually, made snakes to be sometimes their god or sometimes something so worthy that they want to worship them or, just generally even praise the beauty of Allah's creation as well.
Exactly.
And speaking of, there are almost more than 3,500 species of snakes
Yes.
and I don't want to say just, but actually just 600 of them are venomous.
200.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me.
obviously the figures can obviously, ladies and gentlemen, vary because it's because of the fact that you might have read different articles and I might have read different articles, but they say that
Yeah.
it's like somewhat around 200 species which are very dangerous, and not the rest of the 3,300 are dangerous, so people shouldn't actually be scared. Not just that, I think that the venom is actually used in making a lot of vaccines too as well. The one thing which we wanted to raise awareness about that, we really need to stop with animal cruelty as well, because I've seen people wearing shoes with snake skin on it. I'm sorry that I'm guilty of it, but I was very young when I bought them. So I'm very sorry about it. And since the time that I actually got more aware and I got more education for myself, that was the time when I realized that, okay, this wasn't a fair thing to do. Even though that I didn't order it to someone,
Of course,
I actually went into the shop and bought them, because I thought that, that the feel was very amazing. But not just that. I think that today I'm going to reflect on something very different.
Okay.
That we do have, it's not just the snake. We do have humans who are snakes too as well. So everybody needs to protect themselves from them. And people who I'm referring to as snakes is because of the fact that we quite often come across people who might be very different on your face.
Yeah.
But once they leave your shadow, they're going to be very different too as well. So ladies and gentlemen, snakes in real or snakes in personalities, we really need to be aware of them as well.
Yeah,
and please make sure that we actually look after the creatures who are around us, and that's pretty much it. And please make sure that you're not one of those people who are buying jackets which are actually made of bear fur, who are not buying products or bags or handbags for that matter, or heels with snake skins on them, because I do not know that, because I'm not sure whether it's a status of symbol or it's a status of being ashamed.
It is actually a symbol of status as well, yes, unfortunately so. And also, speaking of avoiding things, avoid mink lashes as well. Girls actually on daily basis are wearing false lashes as well. You can, as long as they're artificial, without involving any animal cruelty. Anyway, moving on to what we are doing today, we actually have two amazing youth of Pakistan here in the studio who are so good at what they do that I was actually embarrassed for a moment because I don't have that talent.
Exactly.
What are they?
And today, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually give it away what they do, there's one thing which I want to say, and that is that
we say a lot.
over here in Pakistan, we have such amazing, talented people that we might not even get our hands on, and it's because of the fact that they do not get such platforms to be on, and so that they can actually probably raise their concerns, or whatever the kind of talent they possess, they can share it with audiences out there as well. So we over here at PT World at Wall this morning always try to make sure to give them that kind of projection which they require. The rest, obviously, if people fall in love with their talent, they will definitely be following them as well. But very quickly, before we give it away, before we give away the names, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very serene and a very surreal vocals on this video. So what we want to do is that we want to start the show today with an amazing song. Let's go, let's take a listen. And when you guys will come back, we will be in conversation with these youngsters, gems, and most talented youngsters I've ever witnessed over here in Pakistan. Take it away. Let's do this.
इश्क तो सामने देखा कभी जिंदगी की तरह जिंदगी कह के जो बुलाता है रख के दिल में कहीं याद रखता नहीं जिंदगी की तरह भूल जाता है सुन रहे हो दिल में जितना धड़कनों का शोर है लूट लेगी सब तुम्हारा दिल में जितना और है
हारी हारी मैं हारी मन आंगन पे इश्क है तारी गुजरे ना दिन रैन हमारे ले गए हो तुम चैन हमारे वारी जाओ मैं सारी सारी मन रक्सम तन रक्सम माया रम प्यारम गम रक्सम जो इश्क करे हरदम रक्सम जो इश्क करे हरदम
अदावतें थी तगाफुल था रंजिशें थी मगर बिछड़ने वाले वे सब कुछ था बेवफाई न थी ये धूप छाँव का
Wow,
Brilliant.
wonderful, superb. Early in the morning, such amazing surreal vocals make me feel very fresh as well. And ladies and gentlemen, to be very honest, in a longer time, I haven't really seen people so young, but yet so talented.
Absolutely, and this particular video actually got more than 50,000 views in just less than 3 days, and this is amazing. So let's start our conversation with these amazing people over here. As I already mentioned, Shahzad, do you mind to introduce them?
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, superstars in the making over here in the studios of World this morning. First up, ladies and gentlemen, we were very lucky that we've actually been joined by Miss Sonia Aziz. Hello, Sonia. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Absolutely
good.
perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And
My
alongside
pleasure.
Sonia, ladies and gentlemen, I truly see another Rahat Fateh Ali Khan over here
Oh,
in
wow.
Pakistan in the making. This gentleman himself is good looking as well, and he sings very well, and that he's a great student as well. He's none other Mr. Hussain Ali. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum salam, sir. How are you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, Hussain, and should I tell you something? The compliments that he did were genuine because he's very sort of, I mean, he doesn't say that to everyone. He actually just appreciates true
And I'm
talent.
sorry that, for all of those people who might have actually heard it the other way around, I'm very sorry, but I always made sure that I'm going to give that particular piece of advice backstage, not on camera.
No, but that's a good thing you
Yes.
did. So, Sonia, to begin with you, of course, I know that both of you
can
have
be
been
trouble at
singing
times.
since you were since you were very little. Since
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know that there was an option to sing when I was that small. But you've also been hosting shows and stuff.
Exactly. Wow.
So, how does that journey start? Take us back. And when you were a kid, did you ever realize, oh, I'm going to be a media person?
Okay, so that was just a coincidence in my life, yeah. I never thought of being a singer. In fact, I had no interest in music as well.
Okay, go on.
There was a competition, singing competition at our college when I was in class 6, and the student who was participating from our side got absent on the very day of the competition.
Oh. Yep.
So all the teachers were very panicked that what to do, how to fill this empty space. So they were like, whoever student who has little bit confidence in facing the stage should go and sing whatever he or she wants. So I used to participate in different declamation contests, so I had gained little confidence. So I just go on the stage and sing a national song, and the audience gave me a huge round of applause, and I got first prize in that competition, and all the teachers were very astonished that how you sang so well, and we are just surprised that you sang so well. This is the point from where I started singing.
Wow,
That's interesting.
And it's brilliant to know that as well. And I'm glad that that you went to a school where there were declamation contests and there were teachers who actually wanted you to come up on stage and whatnot. But do you remember when, for the very first time, you were on stage? Do you remember how you felt like? Were you trembling? Were you like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen? Were you in a condition Hussain is in right now?
I was
Aw,
rumbling
come
a
on.
bit. I was rumbling a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. But let
But
me
then
go
you
back
got
to
hold of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now I want Hussain to relax first of all. Hussain, take a deep breath. You know, I still remember when it was my first ever television interview. Not that I was hosting. I was in a very bad shape, brother. And I'm telling you that it's going to be fine, and that we over here are going to look after you. So how did it all started for you? How did you become a musician?
I was 5 or 6 years old when I started singing.
Wow.
My parents supported me, and I was in Beacon House Kindergarten branch.
Okay.
And I still remember that my music teachers were the one who judged my talent and told my parents that he can understand rags.
Oh, wow.
And he has the talent to sing. He can understand music scales. Then my journey began of singing.
And now
Yeah.
you are here finally on
yes, sir.
television because of your talent.
Yeah, can you recall when was your first gig when you performed for, let's say, live audience or something?
My first performance was Socha Tha Pyar Na Karenge. I still remember, and audience just loved that song.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember like few lines of it? Do you want to sing
yes,
something
yes,
for
yes.
us?
Yes,
Of
let's
course.
do it. Let's do it.
सोचा था प्यार न करेंगे हम न किसी पे मरेंगे लेकिन दो काली आंखें तड़पाने वाली आंखें ले गई दिल का करार सोचा था प्यार न करेंगे किसी की आंखों में हो लिखा था खूबसूरत सा कोई अफसाना हो उवा वतरारा वाह 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 निगाहें मिलते ही हो हमारा दिल अचानक हो गया दीवाना हो ऐसा चलाया जादू खुद पे रहा ना काबू हो गए बेइख्तियार सोचा था प्यार न करेंगे
Wow, yeah, that's wonderful and that's
Dude,
fabulous too as well.
And should I tell you something so sorry? I don't know why you're worried, man, but I get it. Probably, you know, people who are like the most talented are so shy.
Yes.
Have you ever seen A.R. Rahman or Arjit Singh do their interviews as well?
And
This
not
was
just
brilliant.
that, not just that. I think that there's one more thing which I've realized today, and that is, obviously we were in conversation before the show, and both of them they were singing, and it was fabulous. But you can imitate the same vocals, you know, of that particular singer who
yeah,
actually
yeah.
sang that song. Is that correct? And can you imitate other people as well, politicians or other people? Have you given it a try?
no.
But have you given it
I've
a try?
only tried for singers.
Okay. But now I want to talk about your inspiration. Of course, I mean, there must be some singers or artists that you were listening to when you were practicing or doing riyaz, you know. So Sonia, who was it for you?
Okay, to be honest, before singing, I had no interest in music.
Oh.
But my parents were my inspiration. They used to listen to the song. My father was fond of ghazals, and he used to listen to the ghazal. But I had no interest, so I had no inspiration. But my inspiration would be my parents, I would rather say.
Wow,
that's
that's great, and that's good that you've actually taken inspiration from what your parents used to listen, because
Exactly.
I don't know whether I have heard my parents listening to music, but yes, I have heard my grandfather listening to music, and it was very boring at times. You know, because every now and then when we would commute in between our village and, you know, coming back home, and I would go with my grandfather. I was friends with him, and I was the eldest as well, so he'll take me along with all the love and care and whatnot. But you know, during the way, it used to get so boring for me, because you used to listen to the same ghazal or probably Noor Jahan ji and whatnot, and that's not the kind of music I liked. So you saying that you were going to take inspiration from what your parents used to listen, how was listening to a ghazal for you?
I think it's the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now
I
I love
feel that.
semi-classical.
No, but isn't it a little hard to, get into a genre for which you really need a lot of practice?
I think I listen to every type of music. I'm more into semi-classical, I would rather say.
Alright.
And I also listen to the semi-classical, hip-hop and classical music.
But which singers are your favorite?
Presently, Aima Beg and Asim Asir.
Oh, wow, that's great. Asim Azhar is taking away all the chills, ladies and gentlemen, and that Aima Beg as well. But by the way, yes, I was in conversation with Aima Beg yesterday, because we got to know that she was in Islamabad. Unfortunately, she's not, but they have promised to be on the show whenever they're in Islamabad, so I think
Brilliant.
that'll be great too as well. What about you? Who have you taken your inspiration from?
My inspiration is Rahat Fateh Ali Khan.
Wow.
I really love his voice, and I know many of his songs as well.
Yeah.
Rahat
Okay.
Fateh Ali Khan is my
And we
inspiration.
will definitely make you sing one of the songs as well, but very quickly let me figure this out as well. So when obviously there are a lot of people who love the kind of work Mr. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan has put up, or Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan has put up as well, and that's where the legacy started from as well. And not just that, you know, even Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan's father as well.
Yeah.
But now what I want to know is that, you know, you told us that, you know, when you were 5 years old, your music teacher told your parents that you could understand rag, that you could understand scales, and I still cannot. You know, I'm sorry, but this is something which is inborn.
It's an
you know,
art,
which is
man.
innate. But now when you actually are pursuing a career as a musician, do you understand it more? Have you taken some classes? Have you, or are you learning it all by yourself? And if you can, make us understand what rags are or what scales are, that will be fabulous.
Actually, the person who can understand the rags can sing with instrumental.
Okay.
Instrumental of songs and karaoke's. And I can understand the instrumental. So my music teacher judged me because I can sing with all the scales and instrumentals. Because of this, he judged me and told my parents that he can be a very good singer and he should take this to next level.
And it's great, but this is sorry, Shiza, but this is something I want to figure out. So, for example, if I do this, what rag is this?
Is it a rag actually? So can you do like
It's
one
not
or
a
two
rag,
rags
yeah,
for
come
us?
on.
So like, let's say if Shahzad wanted to learn quickly 1 or 2 rags from you.
Yeah.
Let's have 2 lines of Rahat Fateh Ali Khan and
Okay,
our rag.
let's
Yeah.
do it.
भूल जाने का हुनर मुझको सिखाते जाओ, जा रहे हो तो सभी नक्श मिटाते जाओ, चलो रस्मन ही सही मुड़ के मुझे देख तो लो, तोड़ते तोड़ते ताल्लुक को निभाते जाओ.
Do you want to join in?
कभी कभी ये मुझे सताए, कभी कभी ये रुलाए, फकत मेरे दिल से उतर जाइएगा, फकत मेरे दिल से उतर जाइएगा, बिछड़ना मुबारक बिछड़ जाइएगा.
Wow.
Da 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 na da na da.
Yeah.
Dude, you need a standing ovation. This is brilliant. And right now, I know who I'm going to book for my any future events. You are booked for me. But now, Sonia, I want to listen to you live. Can you do something for us right now? Which one?
पढ़ पढ़ इल्म हजार किताबा.
Oh,
Yes, let's do that.
it.
पढ़ पढ़ इल्म हजार किताबां अपना आप न पढ़िया, जा जा वड़दा मंदिर मस्जिद मन अपने च न वड़िया. हाँ, पढ़ पढ़ इल्म हजार किताबां अपना आप न पढ़िया, जा जा वड़दा मंदिर मस्जिद मन अपने च न वड़िया, लड़दे रहो नाल शैताना, लड़दे रहो नाल शैतानी, नफ्स पड़े नाल लड़िया, पहले अपने आप नू पढ़ फिर मंदिर मस्जिद वड़, जदू नफ्स जावे तेरा मर, फिर नाल शैताना लड़ो. कहंदे ने के लम्मियां ने रावां इश्क दियां, कहंदे लोकी लम्मियां ने रावां इश्क दियां, की दसां की बात सुनावा इश्क दियां, हाय की दसां की बात सुनावा इश्क दियां, औखे पेंडे सर्द हवावां इश्क दियां, जाना छड्डण वेख वफावां इश्क दियां अल्लाहू अल्लाह अल्लाहू अल्लाह अल्लाहू 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 अल्लाह अल्लाह अल्लाहू अल्लाह Allahu Allahu Allah Allah Allahu Allah.
Wonderful, fantastic, and fantabulous, ladies and gentlemen. These three words truly, well, not completely define these two amazing, talented youngsters over here in the studios. But right now, we really need to head out towards a short break. Don't go anywhere, because when you guys will come back,
there are so many
Shiza
more.
Hashmi over here will be singing for us.
Well, we'll see. Stay tuned to find
But
out
we have
if
to
it's
do
true
that.
or
Come
not.
on.
Okay, good morning.
Sarangi is a bowed, short-necked string instrument from subcontinent, which is used in Pakistani classical music. Its flexible tunability and its ability to produce a large play of tonal color and emotional nuance makes it unique. Carved from a single block of wood, the sarangi has a box-like shape with three hollow chambers called stomach, chest and brain. It's usually around 2 feet long and around 6 inches wide. It has 3 melody strings and 11 to 37 sympathetically vibrating metal strings.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for everybody who just got tuned into PTV World. You watching World this morning, and today it's going to be a historic moment because Shiza agreed on singing a song. Shiza, what are you going to sing for us?
Well, I do have something in plan, yes. And okay, I can make you a promise. If you guys join me, I will sing.
Yes,
Let's do that.
of course.
But I feel like there's something really important we need to talk about right before
Yes.
that. Can we do that?
Exactly, let's do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually move on towards another song or what their plans are, these amazing youngsters who are over here in the studios happen to be very talented, super talented, extraordinarily talented, and whatnot. But then at the same time, you know, there are students, a lot of students who are actually law students, and then, you know, they have a few issues while they're studying, education, and, you know, whatnot. Because whenever we talk about LLB, you know, there are a lot of people who actually opt for Pakistani LLB, then there are a lot of people who opt for the foreign LLB and whatnot. So there are a lot of issues. And then there's an association which goes with the name of All Pakistan Lawyers Association. What is its role? Is something which we want to discuss, and how is it helping other students to make sure that they're going to get their degrees. So today, ladies and gentlemen, on this topic, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Chaudhry Salim Sindhu Sahab, who's the chairman APLA. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
How are you, brother?
We're good, alhamdulillah.
Are you
Yeah.
great?
All right, Sandhu Saab, can you hear us properly?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, so thank you so much once again for being with us early in the morning as well. Let us know about APLA, when did it come into being, and we know that of course you're helping the lawyers fraternity in the country, helping them, you know, get employed, helping them with any sort of issues they have, or, you know, renew their education degrees, whatnot. But let us know the primary objectives of APLA.
First of all, I'm very thankful to you, all PTV team and PTV.
It's our pleasure.
I want to say you first, this is not just association, this is our aims for Pakistan's citizen civilization. This is not a typical style association. Our aims of the first aim is civilization of the Pakistani citizen, because if Pakistan want development and growing up, it must be needed to every citizen must be civilized.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you very much that you actually mentioned that, and you said that it's not a typical association, which I think is a very great thought to think about. But if it is an association which is actually referring to how civilized the community needs to be, then why is it named All Pakistan Lawyers Association? Why isn't it named All Pakistani People's Association or something of that sort? Why does it only talk about lawyers?
Because first of all, I want to say Pakistani literacy rate is very not same like other words countries. So we are managing and preparing some workshops for Pakistan citizen to awareness of law to everybody, because when we know law, we will be civilized. And our association, almost 99% people are law students, are lawyers. So we are All Pakistan Law Association.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes great sense. I think now I understand what you're trying to say. So all of you lawyers, you're doing a great job getting together and then educating the normal people like us about the rights that we have. Or let's say even, I mean, the fundamental basic rights in the constitution that we have, we don't know of as well. So how is it going so far? What is the response of the people that you have been imparting your knowledge to?
Of course. Actually, people don't know what is the right, what is their duties, what is their
Yes,
what
go on.
need they performed for cities. So our first try, because here we, if we look around us, many crimes just of our lack of awareness of law. So our association first we told them and we teach them and we inform them about the basic ethics. Later we will say them about the basic law and their duties, their responsibilities being a citizen.
Which is great, and it's fabulous as well. But this is something which I'm going to ask you and you might not like it, but I definitely want an answer on this as well. I happen to know a lot of lawyers who are my friends. A few of them are advocate high courts, a few of them, are working in the lower courts as well and whatnot. But there's this one thing which I've observed, and I'm not saying that it's everybody is into it, but it might be a very generic statement. But I've seen lawyers taking advantage of the law at times. For God forbid, if a police guy is actually going to stop you at a signal or somewhere where you weren't actually abiding by the law, lawyers actually have a way to get around it, and they will show their card, and then they will actually be threatening those people as well who are actually making sure that you abide by the law as well. Why does that happen?
I just say you, all peoples are not same.
Exactly,
Mostly
that's what I
lawyers.
said.
Mostly lawyers always obey the law. If someone a little bit is breaking a law, it's a normal. Every city and every country is the same. It doesn't matter. It's not mean all community is like this.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Sandu Saab, for
Yes.
being with us. It was lovely to be in conversation. Thank you very much for taking our time. Stay blessed and make sure that you keep on imparting knowledge to other people out there within your own community so that you're well aware of the kind of law which exists. Thank you very much for being with us.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Lovely,
Thank you.
lovely
And
talking to you.
also, Shahzad, this is the future of Pakistan when we talk about, making this a welfare state, or, Riyasat-e-Madina, the patrons. Of course, speedy justice system is the way we need to, move forward to. And now coming back to you youngsters, I really hope this was informative for you, first of all. So now I want to talk about how being a student, if it's hard or not to maintain the balanced life that you guys have, because when Shahzad and I were students, we were either playing or either wasting our time to study. There was no other hobby. I mean, of course, other than sports, yes.
I'm not even good at all the sports, but I used to play basketball. That's something
I did a
remember.
lot of basketball and swimming, but yeah, I mean,
And
this is no
skating.
talent, right?
And
skating.
you broke your teeth, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
this
know
is no
that.
talent. You guys are much more talented. So, are your parents supportive? Your mom is here. She comes with you all the time. That's brilliant. But at some point, they might say कि बेटा सुबह paper है छोड़ दो guitar. Something like that. Let's start with you.
No, they are very supportive. First of all, my journey till my matriculation level was from Beacon House school system.
Okay.
Then further, I'm doing A-levels from Roots. And both of these institutions have separate time for studies, and they provide us with separate time for our co-curricular activities.
Nice, nice.
So it is easy to maintain the balance.
is
between
And your parents
studies
support you with that
Yes,
as well.
yes, my parents.
And eventually when you're done with your masters or PhD or whatever you plan to do you really want to be a performer, a singer?
As a professional.
Or do you want to be an engineer or a doctor and then sing part-time?
No, yes, of course, I would like to be a singer.
Wow.
If I would get good opportunities, I
You
would
will,
take-
man, you will.
And we will
trust me.
make sure that we keep an eye on you, inshallah, because of
Inshallah.
the fact that these days I've seen that people who've actually, surfaced as superstars are people who can sing, people who can act, and people who are good looking. And you've got all these three traits, mashallah.
Yeah, wow.
So, stay blessed. Very nice. What about you? What are
Yeah.
your goals?
Okay, so education was always my first priority, and singing was just an escape from the normal hectic routine.
Are you saying that because your mom's sitting over here in the answer?
No.
Okay.
She's always like,
joking.
please spare some time and just go and hang out with friends. But I was always concerned about my studies because I was doing pre-medical.
Okay.
So initially it was a bit difficult because I remember that time when I had the academic crushes and the singing competition at the same time. So I remember staying up late at night till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and preparing notes of biology, remembering theorems and all that. So I hardly sleep for 4 to 5 hours and then go to the college, give the paper, then come back home, practice the song, go to the competition, and the cycle continues.
Wow.
But just off the record, do you hate that we had to remember all those theorems that are never going to use
I love
again?
theorems.
I was about to.
I remember all of them, but they're not helping me in my
No,
life.
I was about to ask this. So
Yeah.
cos theta equals. What's the formula? Do you remember that?
It's for physics, I guess. Sine theta? No.
Sine
Tan
wait,
theta.
wait,
Tan theta.
we remember it by some people have curly brown hair
Oh,
through
yes,
proper
yes,
brushing.
absolutely.
Wow, you've done a wonderful job. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're not just talented singers, they're talented students as well, and they're keeping well with their studies. And I think that this is something which is very important. Even when I started doing television, I was studying. My parents made sure that I did television, and then I did study, at the same time, which
I'm
is
still
great.
studying.
Yeah, and very quickly. So now we obviously want to use this time to make sure that you guys sing us a few songs as well, so that people out there can get to know that these are two talented, amazing people, Hussain Ali and Miss Sonia Aziz as well. So very quickly, you have actually made sure that you're going to sing us Do Bol.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, we're all going to sing a song together. Okay? So let's do this. Take it away.
प्यार की राह में मुझको यूं छोड़ने वाले, प्यार की राह में मुझको यूं छोड़ने वाले, जा तुझे माफ किया, जा तुझे माफ किया दिल को तोड़ने वाले, प्यार की राह में मुझको यूं छोड़ने वाले। सितम है खुदाया क्यों प्यार बनाया, जो लूटे दिल का जहां, दिल इतना रुलाया ए गम मुस्कुराया, ये अपने हैं अनजान, टूट कर प्यार करे दिल जो बिखर जाता है, टूट कर प्यार करे दिल जो बिखर जाता है, इश्क तो सामने आंखों के मुकर जाता है, अपनी धड़कन को मेरे दिल से जोड़ने वाले, जा तुझे माफ किया दिल को तोड़ने वाले, बोझ है दिल पे मोहब्बत का उतारूं कैसे, बोझ है दिल पे मोहब्बत का उतारूं कैसे, कह के दो बोल के एक उम्र गुजारूं कैसे, रखते पैमाने पे अपनों को तोलने वाले, जा तुझे माफ किया दिल को तोड़ने वाले।
Wow, yeah, wow, superb, superb,
Dude, the
superb.
feels, and you know what? Like, there's of course no music over here in the studios. And before the show, I was wondering that why they don't have an instrument or something. I don't know how they're going to do it. But this is amazing. I have literal goosebumps over here in the studio, and we are not
Honestly.
exaggerating. I really hope it sounds as great on TV as well.
Exactly, and this is something which I want to tell you both, and that is that, you know, since you are wonderful students, and this is something which I am looking at in near future, that I see you guys doing wonderfully well as musicians and singers.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, and we want you to make Pakistan proud and be at a level where U2 is probably, or probably Ed Sheeran is, and you guys have that potential.
Both
which
of
is
you.
wonderful. It was superb to have you guys over here on the show. So very quickly, best of luck to you guys and to your parents as well, because you've definitely given birth to gem, ladies and gentlemen, gems in fact. So please make sure to look after.
Absolutely. So I think we should move out with a song together. But
Yes.
before that, I'm going to link you where you can find this show. Well, of course, if you have any feedback as well, you can write us on our Facebook page with the name of
Well, this morning on your television screens down below.
on Twitter,
On Twitter, it's Well This Morning without a G.
on YouTube.
On YouTube, you look for PTV World, and then you look for the most viewed show on PTV World, which is Well This Morning.
And the repeat, actually, you can find at
5 past midnight tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for all of those people who have been loving our show for so long and for these long years, please make sure that you adjust to it, because earlier it was 5 past 11.
Right.
Now it's 5 past midnight, and we thought that since everybody's home these days, let's put it
I
and
know,
let's do
right?
it later that night. So probably 2 morning shows in one day. So yeah, let's do
Okay.
it. So let's take it away. So all of those people who are out there, please make sure that you look after yourselves. We're going to head out with a wonderful song, and
Which
all of
one
us are
was
going
it?
to sing. So please go ahead, start singing, and then we will join you guys.
I think we should dedicate a song to the doctors and the paramedical staff.
Let's do it.
course.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Vatan.
So for all of those people who are the frontline warriors in these testing times, ladies and gentlemen, this is for you. Let's do it. Let's sing it by heart.
मेरे कारवां हम थे रूहे कारवां तुम हो, हम तो सिर्फ उनवां थे, असल दास्तां तुम हो। नफरतों के दरवाजे खुद पे बंद ही रखना, इस वतन के परचम को सर बुलंद ही रखना। ये वतन तुम्हारा है, तुम हो पासबां इसके, ये चमन तुम्हारा है, तुम हो नग़मा ख़्वां इसके। ये वतन तुम्हारा है, तुम हो पासबां इसके, ये चमन तुम्हारा